Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Explain This. I'm with the star of the show, Robin Riddle. Robin, how's it going?
Doing great. How about you?
So happy to be with you in real life today,
Yeah.
in person, in studio. We're going to have a really interesting topic, this first recording here. We do a series of these, and that is Tylenol during pregnancy.
Yes.
And it's a very pertinent one for me. I've got a few of my friends who are pregnant, and I know it's a question that you get asked all the time.
Yeah.
Can you take Tylenol during pregnancy, and if so, what's the deal?
Yeah. So just to give a little background for anybody who doesn't know this about me, before I became a nurse practitioner, I was a labor and delivery nurse for 10 years. So anything women's health, labor, delivery, postpartum related is near and dear to my heart. And this is something that I've seen coming up more and more. And so I really want to get some good education out there because this is stuff that we really had never heard before. And a lot of people are still questioning. So Tylenol, also known as acetaminophen, is the only really accepted pain reliever to take in pregnancy.
Okay.
So whenever a woman finds out she's pregnant, OB doctor tells her, no ibuprofen, aspirin, NSAIDs of any sort. We know from research that can decrease blood flow going to the baby's organs. So we know to stay away from those. So we're told, hey, if you have a headache, aches and pains, whatever, just take some Tylenol. It's safe.
Okay.
So back in 2014, they started doing some more research into Tylenol. They started kind of questioning, is it as safe as we think it is? And through some animal studies, it started indicating that there actually is more issues stemming from taking Tylenol in pregnancy than what we originally thought.
Okay.
So late 2021, so just last year, a combined statement was released by a bunch of different providers and researchers and all this stuff saying that Tylenol in pregnancy does pose some risks to the developing fetus, which has been backed by multiple studies. But again, still very commonly accepted. Take Tylenol in pregnancy. So what can it do? These are the things I want people to know about. Frequent use of Tylenol in pregnancy has been associated with an increased risk of ADD, ADHD. So there was a study done involving 64,000 mothers that had consumed Tylenol throughout the pregnancy for different reasons and in different amounts. Up to a 37% increase in a condition called hyperkinetic disorder, which is a very severe form of ADHD. 30% increased risk for ADHD in and of itself. And that went up to a 50% increased risk if the mother took it across multiple trimesters or for more than 20 total weeks of the pregnancy.
Now, you're just talking about taking it for like headaches and any sort of aches and pains.
Yeah.
And wow, that's fascinating.
And so it's a dose-dependent effect. The more Tylenol that you consume, the more of an effect it can have on the developing baby.
Okay.
And then there was another study published by JAMA that backed up very similar results in this. And it's also a questionable link now even to increased autism rates in babies.
Wow, and this is a recent finding. Man, that's crazy.
So, like I said, it had been called into question as early as 2014, but really this is something that's just hit more of the mainstream news within the past 6 to 8 months or so.
So what do we do? Like, what do we do now? What are the alternatives for this?
Well, so part of it's understanding why does it do it, what the issue is. So Tylenol, like anything that you take, it can cross the placenta. So as soon as you find out that you're pregnant, everything you're taking, you've got to think, what does it do to me and what does it do to baby? So Tylenol does cross the placenta. There are safe herbs that also can be used in replacement of this. The reason that Tylenol is such an issue is that it depletes our glutathione levels. That's our natural antioxidant. So every single time you take a dose of glutathione or a dose of Tylenol, glutathione levels drop. That's what's needed for detoxification.
And that's pregnant or not pregnant?
Pregnant or not pregnant.
Okay.
But when you're pregnant, that acts as a hormone disruptor in the baby. So besides it being a link to neuroendocrine disorders and things like that, they've actually seen a link, like I said, with brain development. Even male infertility rates have started to go up, and they're linking that to maternal consumption of Tylenol while pregnant.
Wow.
So it's apparently the studies are showing it's worse on male fetuses than females because it's increasing risks, like I said, for infertility, undescended testes, testicular cancer later in life. Lots of things that
So, and you're talking about baby in utero.
in utero.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So mom takes Tylenol, all effects are going to the baby.
Wow.
So things that we can do, of course, if you have a high fever and you've got to bring it down, you take some Tylenol. That's going to be safer than running a fever and having a seizure in pregnancy or something like that.
And that's still better than taking Advil or
Yes,
any sort of ibuprofen.
You can't touch Advil, ibuprofen. None of the NSAIDs can be taken in pregnancy.
Okay.
But always just weigh the risk versus benefit. If it's like, oh, I've got a little bit of a headache or my back's hurting a little bit today, what can you do that's not a medication that can help you with that, that's not going to have a detrimental effect on your developing baby? So herbs that you can actually use that are very safe in pregnancy that can help with pain. One of them is ginger. So ginger or magnesium glycinate both can be safely taken in pregnancy. That can help with headaches. You can also do something topical like a lavender essential oil, peppermint or spearmint oil, even like tiger balm applied to the temples can be helpful for headaches.
Okay.
Tiger balm or things like that on sore muscles, sore back. Taking a warm bath with some Epsom salts can help with sore muscles because everybody knows when you're pregnant, something always hurts. So it's massage, chiropractic, finding natural ways to address it versus just, oh, Tylenol is completely and totally fine. Let's take one. And even riboflavin, which is a B2 derivative, can help it with women who have chronic migraines in pregnancy.
Interesting.
So there's other things that you can do. Now, my caveat to all of this being, if you're pregnant and you develop a really severe headache, so severe headache, spots or floaters in front of your eyes, abdominal pain, anything like that, that's a much bigger deal. That's something that you need to call your OB about immediately. That can be signs of preeclampsia. So I'm not advising like, oh, just take some ginger and it's going to be fine. That there are things that you need to call your OB about. There are things that can be really serious. But for your day-to-day aches and pains, look for something besides Tylenol.
Yeah.
Take a step back from that. Realize every pharmaceutical that you take does carry a risk. And this one, it's a big risk for the baby. So
it's super interesting. And thank you for bringing up this topic. I got one quick question.
Yeah.
I often get headaches when I'm dehydrated. When you're pregnant, is it easier to become dehydrated because, you have someone living inside you?
Yep.
So would you have to drink more water? Could that be another alternative?
Yeah, absolutely. Hydrate. And a lot of pregnant women, they'll get headaches, but they'll also start having abdominal cramps, start having little tiny baby contractions. So that's another sign of dehydration. So you've got to take care of yourself. You have a living person growing inside of you. So you have more demands. You may need to eat. You may have a headache because you're hungry and your blood sugar is low. Think through all the possible things. Is it stress? Do you need a break from everybody else and go take a nap? Think through everything else that it could possibly be before we jump to something like Tylenol.
Got it. Well, Robin, thank you so much for educating us on this topic today. Guys, thank you all for hanging out with us today. As always, we will see you guys next time. You guys name it, we explain it. See you guys next time.
Don't go away.